everyone. Welcome back to Anmol Astrology channel. Today's video is about how to predict through a Prashna chart, right? So I have made an introductory video on Prashna, that why it is used, how much accurate it is, what is its role in astrology. Now today I'm going to talk about how you're going to predict using a Prashna chart. Okay, so I'll just quickly open the software because I want to take an example while talking to you guys and teaching you how to predict through a Prashna chart. Okay, so this is the Parashar Light software. I'll go on command plus new, and this is a new chart. Automatically, they have taken the date and the timing for today when I'm shooting this video, and I'll just do enter. Okay, so very first step that you need to see while predicting through a prashna is, first of all, oh, I think someone is at the door. Okay, so first step is look for the ascendant. Ascendant sign will tell me, like, suppose at this moment there is someone who has, suppose, emailed me, or someone who has just texted me, or they have approached me, called me, or just came at my home, for example, so as to ask me some question. Before starting, let's just discuss this, that when or which time you would refer to when you open a prashna. So whenever you'll open a prashna, you have to see the time when the question is asked. Suppose someone texted you at 7 p.m. and asked about the question in that text. But then you told them, you call me over and then we'll see about it. For that particular question, you are going to use the prashna of 7 p.m. only. Even though they call you in the next day, they call you at 9 p.m., they call you at 10 p.m. Just use the question, the prashna for that particular question and for that time. And then if they ask some other question, then refer to the prashna at the time you are on the call. Similarly, if suppose you receive a email from an individual, they have booked a consultation with you and you received an email, they just, like how it happens in my process is that they make the payment and instantly they just register the birth details. So when they register the birth details for email audio report, they just mention their questions either in the form submission or through email. Otherwise, what they mention it over the submission or through the email. So whenever I'm doing their analysis, be it be 10 days from that day, or maybe be it be 15 days or just the other day, I am going to refer the date and the time of that email. And if suppose they have just wrote their questions, they haven't wrote their questions in the submission, but they sent me a email 10 minutes after that quoting their questions, I'm going to refer the time and the date of that email and not the submission. So it's about when the question is asked. Now, I have seen a lot of individuals doing this in my career, that sometimes they just decide on the prashna by themselves. You should not manipulate the prashna. Do not manipulate the prashna, otherwise the accuracy won't be there, and then you would actually curse the astrologer for not being correct. So never, never ever manipulate a prashna. Okay, so now coming back to this, how to predict through a prashna. So first of all, you have to see the ascendant. Suppose at this point, if someone came to me and asked me a question, before even listening to them, before even knowing about them, I would know what situation is there. If suppose I'm going to use this particular prashna in many different ways. Suppose right now, what I'm doing, I'm talking about occult, I'm giving you a knowledge which is about research, which is hidden, a hidden technique, which is about astrology occult. So, what ascendant do we have? We have a Scorpio ascendant. And we are talking about knowledge. I'm communicating here. Using cameras, lights, and social media so as to interact. We have Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, Venus in the seventh. I'm giving you some Vedantic knowledge here, right? Moon is in the eighth. Researching of an information, because Moon is in the sign of Gemini in the eighth. So that's about the situation of me, and maybe if I'm interacting with someone. But for example, if a client comes to me at this point, I would know that this person is not emotionally well right now. They're searching for some solution. Why? Because their moon in the Prashna goes into the eighth house. Moon of the Prashna is going to tell you about the situation, about the emotional situation of the individual. But that's actually the another point. First point that you need to see is the ascendant. So you can tell that this person is in a very extreme situation right now because of the sign of Scorpio rising. The situation is fixated. I did discuss in my last introductory video to Prashna that Scorpio is a fixed sign. So this person is fixed about something. They are not experiencing any move or change in their life. Maybe if they want to choose another job, there's no progress in going towards another job. If they want to travel, there's no progress with the travel because we have Saturn in the fourth house. So I told in the previous video also that you just want to know, you just have to know about the 12 signs. You have to know about the 12 houses and the 9 planets when you predict through a Prashna chart. Okay, and even you can use nakshatras if you have the knowledge of nakshatras. If you don't have it, then it's fine. You can just use these things so as to predict. So first point, see the ascendant. You would know that this person is going through some traumatic experience. They are researching about things. They are being extremist. They are having some secrets also hidden within them. If I am a person I being an astrologer is interacting to this person, I would know that this person is going to hide some things within this analysis, within this consultation. And they are also going to try to dominate me big time in this conversation because of Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, and Venus in the seventh house. So I have to be very careful with my interaction with this person. I have to be very manipulative, but not to be depicted as manipulative. I have to be truthful, and also with that, I have to sugarcoat things to this individual, or otherwise they would go into that defensive zone, or they can even be offended with me. Okay, so first point is the ascendant sign. The second point is the ascendant nakshatra. Ascendant nakshatra is Anuradha. So I would know, since along with the ascendant nakshatra as Anuradha, I can see Ketu in the 11th house. So this person's question can be about some betrayal through friends, close friends, or through a relationship. Either their relationship didn't work out, or they just have a fallout with a friend of theirs, which is actually affecting them a lot. Because that's the theme of Anuradha. They are feeling low and emotionally unwell because of a relationship. Because that relationship could be a partnership, could be a partnership as in a love thing, or it could be with a friend. But since Rahu is in the fifth house, right now, this person's mind, their intelligence is actually giving them all the illusions. So it's more about love because this person is obsessing over the fifth house because of Rahu in the fifth house. They are demanding attention from someone. I was able to do that, right? It's the simple understanding of the D1 chart. So the second point, the nakshatra of the first house, of the ascendant. Okay, because nakshatra will tell you what theme is playing out in this person's life. Now the third point will be that if this person asks me a question, so we got to know about the problem, right? We got to know about what the problem is there. Now this person might ask, then when do you see this problem resolving? When do you see the B, C friend interacting with me again? When do you see this particular relationship, the person coming back to me and interacting with me again? For coming back of someone or for repetitive things, you have to see retrogression, but there is no retrogression within this. Right now, there's no retrograde planet. Right. So what we'll do is we will see the nature of the ascendant sign. There are three types: movable, fixed, and dual. If there is a movable sign in the ascendant, if suppose it would have been an Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn ascendant, I would have said there is some progress or movement in this particular situation. There is going to be. If suppose, just like right now, we have the ascendant, fixed ascendant, which is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Any one of them, if it is there, we know the situation is fixated, the result is fixated. So it's like it's a no. There's no movement. There might not be any interaction because you are being adamant at your place and the other person is being adamant at their place. When it's about relationship, why? Because the seventh house also is a fixed sign. Right. So we can say that yes, there's a fixation situation. There's this fixated situation. And the third one, when the dual one comes in, then 0 to 15 degrees of the dual signs is more towards the fixated ones. 15 to 29 degrees is more towards movable ones. So the answer would be maybe, but it depends, but there could be a change if it is beyond 15 degrees, like between 15 to 29 degrees. If it's from 0 to 20, say 0 to 15 degrees, you will say it is a maybe, but the situation seems more fixated. So it will take time. Okay, now comes in that is the situation positive or negative? So as to know if the situation is positive or negative, you have to see 2 to 3 things. Right. The main one is that you need to see that the ascendant lord and the lord of the house, which is being concerned with, should have 311 or 5-9 relationship with each other. Suppose for this individual, if we want to talk about that, if this person is going to interact with a partner, potential partner, which they are talking about. So the first lord is in the 6th house. The 7th lord is in the 7th house. That's 12 and 2 relationship. That doesn't make a positive one. That means the second, what is the second category to see? Second way to see if it is positive or negative. The ascendant lord goes into the 6th house, one of the Dushtana houses. The person, I would say that first person is my client. The 7th person is the person in concern my client is referring to. So I would say that you are being very competitive right now. You are being very conflicted right now. So I feel that your ego is at play. Your self worth is at play. So that's why you are preferring to choose yourself over the relationship. And the other person, since Venus being the lord of the 7th is in the 7th and conjunct Jupiter, Sun, and Mercury, the other person is being quite adamant. They want to seek attention. Why? Because it's Rohini dominance there. It's Jupiter is in Kritika, Venus is in Mrigashira, but otherwise Sun and Mercury is in Rohini. They want attention. They would just come to you whenever they feel like, but right now they are standing tall at their own side, at their own throne. So they won't reach out. They are feeling way overblown with their ego, and their arrogance is there. They would communicate with different people about it, about the conflict you guys are going through, but they will continue floating around. Okay, so that would be my prediction based on this particular Prashna. So I would just simply tell them that it's not a good situation that I see. So I should tell you that situation is fixated. They don't have the intention to come to you right now. They don't have the intention to, maybe ask for sorry if they are wrong, or maybe just settle up right now. Okay, so it was about the relationship. Suppose this person has a question or a query about a job. So you would see the relationship between the first lord and the third lord. So you have to see Saturn and Mars. Now, Saturn and Mars do have 3 and 11 situation, 3 and 11 relationship. That's why if this person in this Prashna, because Prashna is not just about one particular thing, it's about different, it's about 10, 20 situations that are happening right now in your life, and you have questions about it. So this person also, suppose, asks me that I have a query that am I going to get this job I interviewed for in the in the last week? So I would be like, situation is actually fixated right now, but the result will be positive. There is fixation. I would give them the time, that till what time the fixation is there, but the change will come around. The situation is positive with respect to the job. Now, how would I give them a time? Next step is about the time. For time, what I'll do is I'll take the ascendant degree. And you know what? Right now, I am not refreshing the Prashna chart, because we started discussing about Prashna at 1835, and right now it's 1852. So whenever question is being asked, another question when comes in, just to refresh the Prashna, just go here now, click on now, and then okay. So now you will see the nakshatra is going to change. Sometimes, Prashna itself changes while I'm doing a consultation. So that's why every time a new question pops up, just to refresh the Prashna. So now it's about Jyeshtha. So the question changed from a friendship. Now what we are talking about, a job, about thriving. Jyeshtha is about going at the top. So maybe this person's question was that, do you think I'll get a promotion? Do you think I'll receive this job? I'll thrive in this job, which I'll get now, a new job. So Jyeshtha came in. I would say, yes, you are going to give a tight competition. You're going to give a strong competition and strong authority within your work, and you'll be recognized for that. Although you won't seek recognition because of Ketu in the 11th. You might not want to have it. You might not run after it, but you'll get it. Maybe after being recognized, you'll still feel disappointed. Okay? But the time, how will I give a timeline to this individual is the ascendant degree minus the ascendant lord's degree. Ascendant degree is 18. The lord's degree is 4. 18 minus 4, 14. So I'll give them 14 as a number. I would say for 14 days, the fixation is there. After that, you will see the progress. If it will be a movable sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, I would say that if the same number prevails, within 14 days or 14 weeks, your work will be done. It could be 14 days, it could be 14 weeks, it could be 14 months. You just have to evaluate it based on the question that is being asked and based on whatever conversation you're having with the person. Okay, so the next step would be the last step, or you can say this is not actually one of the steps, but this is something that can come around. If suppose someone asks you with this prashna that there is some money that has been stolen, my money has been stolen, so please tell me, where is it? So for that, what you will do is look at the fourth house, the condition of the fourth house. That is going to tell you where the thing has gone. So here there is Saturn in the fourth. That means the object or the money or whatever stolen object is, whatever thing is in concern, you have to see all the stolen things from the fourth house. We know Saturn is there, means it has not moved. It is there where you kept it. Just go and look again. Okay? Otherwise, just refer to the directions. The first house is east. The seventh house is west. 10th house is south. The fourth house is north. And in between houses, southeast, southeast, southwest, southwest. Then sixth house is northwest. Fifth house is northwest. Third house is northeast. Second house is northeast. So you can look up to these directions and see wherever the fourth lord is going. Just tell them to look for that object in that particular direction. Now, if we are talking about the stolen thing, let me tell you one more technique with this. If a person asks you, is my potential spouse in my life right now? Do I know him? Do I know her? What do you have to see? Look for the moon. If the moon is in the Kendras, the person knows the particular person and they are in their life right now. If the moon is in the third house, in the sixth house, in the ninth house, or in the 12th house, where they'll be entering the Kendras, all the houses which would be just one step before the Kendras, where moon can enter the Kendras. That means the potential partner is going to enter in your life. How many days? How many times? The same technique. Ascendant degree and the ascendant lord's degree. The difference between them is going to be the time. If suppose moon is in the second house, it's going away from the ascendant. It's like they are not present. You don't know, and you do not expect them to come into your life for some time. And similarly, you can do this, you can use this technique for an object. If suppose, like for example, within this particular chart, moon has traveled away from Kendra. That means the object might have gone away from its original place. Now, this is actually contradictory. This is contradictory because fourth house Saturn tells that there is a suppress situation. So the movement is not there. But this moon shows that it has left the Kendras. So the object has moved. Now, what is the conclusion to this is that the money is there within the house only, but it is with someone else. It is not where you kept it. It could be a servant, because Saturn represents servant. So it could be with your servant. You can ask your servant. Okay, so that's how a Prashna chart works. These are the things that you need to use. Remember the ascendant, zodiac sign, the planets in the ascendant, and the ascendant nakshatra. These are very important. Since we do not have any planet in the ascendant, that's why the prediction was not there. But otherwise, all the planets, just know about the nature of planets. Suppose moon is in the ascendant in the prashna, you know the other person is very emotional. They are seeking for some emotional stability from you. They are seeking for emotional guidance from you. Saturn in the ascendant, very hard nut to crack. You would know that they are going to criticize you with your predictions. They are going to ask you things so as to check you. Mercury in the ascendant, you would know that the person is here to verify your situation. They'll just keep on asking questions. It will be the most communicative reading that you'll have. The person will speak so much. Venus in the ascendant, the person is very soft on the inside, but would not reflect it outside. They would reflect a very clever and manipulative role of theirs, but they are very creative. They are very sensitive on the inside, and their questions can be related to the relationships. Jupiter in the ascendant, they want they'll be there to seek guidance from you, but they'll end up giving you advices while they go. Okay, then suppose sun is in the ascendant, you are dealing with an egoistic person. They are very firm personality, they want you to tell them all the hunky-dory things about their personality, about just please them in the consultation. Then Mars is in the ascendant, a very sporty individual who can actually cut your communication many times. Ketu in the ascendant, the person is in the problems and is depressed. Rahu in the ascendant, all about self and might also lie in your consultations. Okay. And also Ketu and Rahu, whenever the axis comes in the first and seventh in the prashna, you can tell them that you are going through a major, major transformation in your life. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis about how to read a Prashna chart. I hope by the end of this video, you'll be able to do that. Although Prashna, just like astrology, it is a vast, vast concept. It's not just limited into this half an hour video. It's not just limited to these points. It's just that I wanted to make a video to make you understand, to give you a basic overview on Prashna. So that's why I had to categorize some points only so as to summarize it in a video, right? In a short video. So it is actually a vast concept. You can learn more about it. You can know more about it. Okay, so guys, this was my analysis. I hope it will be helpful. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you guys would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link below, www.anmolastrology.com. And under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Under the unique reading section, you can book a unique reading like Tribhagi, like D9 and D1 nakshatras, like spiritual growth for yourself. Okay, guys, we'll see you next time in next video. Bye-bye. Take care.